The Fighting Lion, better known as the Purring Kitten, the Cami Special, the Harbinger of Tears, and the gun you pull from collections every time you're killed by it in the Crucible. I think this gun is sorely underrated, though I guess that's sort of arguable. A few things are for sure though, and that's that it's at the very least underutilized. It's completely unique in of itself and is one of a few weapons or archetypes of weapons that has a very, very high skill ceiling. I'll elaborate, but first, let's take a quick look at what makes this weapon so unique. Thin the Herd is a unique perk on the Fighting Lion, and in usual Bungie fashion, the wording is a little vague on this. First, we have direct hits do more damage to combatant shields. This is PvE stuff. Yeah, it'll smash shielded phalanxes and minotaurs. Moving on, rapid kills against grenade-damaged enemies refill the magazine. By grenade damaged, it means grenades launched from the Fighting Lion, not grenades thrown by your Guardian. For example, when you damage an enemy with the Fighting Lion and finish them off with your kinetic weapon, Fighting Lion will be reloaded while stowed. This part of the perk is easily taken advantage of and enables you to adopt a very fast-paced and aggressive playstyle with it. Finally, kills always drop primary ammo. Kill something with the Fighting Lion, it drops a white brick every time. Then we have the Catalyst, which takes this weapon aggressive nature and turns it up to 11. After this weapon fires, equipped kinetic and power weapons gain a brief period of increased handling and accuracy. This means after you fire a shot with the Fighting Lion, you'll get a buff called Chimera upon switching weapons. It essentially gives whatever weapon that is quick draw and opening shot while the buff is active. Before the Catalyst was released, the best things to pair with the Lion were guns with high handling or quick draw, but with the Chimera, those things don't matter anymore. Any gun will behave as if it has quick draw, enabling you to proc the reload buff from Thin the Herd even easier. Last but not least, the Catalyst gives a huge reload speed boost, bumping it up to 82, which can be further increased with an enhanced grenade launcher glove mod, and even further increased using the nade launcher reload trick. I'll get to that trick in a little bit. Bottom line is, this thing can reload outrageously quick when all of these things are combined. Now let's talk about some of the baseline advantages of the Fighting Lion in terms of PvP. The Lion uses primary ammo and starts you off in a Crucible match with 10 shots. If you pair it with a kinetic primary ammo weapon like a hand cannon, you won't be dropping special bricks for your enemy if you die, but still have the benefit of using a weapon whose archetype behaves like that of a special weapon, yet doesn't require you to use a scavenger mod or go hunting after special bricks on the ground. Of course, this makes a much bigger difference in comp 3v3s since green bricks litter the ground of every 6v6 quick play match, and you won't be dropping your allies' special bricks either. This can very slightly nudge the momentum in your favor or against you, depending on the circumstance. There's a few different ways to use the Lion. Everybody knows about the quick follow-up shot.
3 minutes remaining.
It's not as good as mountaintop burst shotguns, but it certainly gets the job done. Any sort of tracking, such as tracking that comes from Foe Tracer, One-Eyed Mask, and even the mile-long tell-all telegraph radar in every PvP mode, makes it very easy to set up enemies for a quick finish. Now I mentioned stacking reload speed. One buff from Chimera, one from Enhanced Loader, but with some precise timing, you can manually reload the Fighting Lion, or any breach launcher really, immediately after launch. It'll let you start reloading while the grenade is still flying. Here's an example of Chimera and Enhanced Loader with default loading. Now here's the same setup using the manual reloading trick. How you do this is pretty simple. Press and hold left click, and immediately after launching, press reload very fast. It'll take a bit to get the timing down to do it every time, but it makes all the difference. You can detonate the grenade well after you've got your next shot loaded already. This allows us to do some pretty tricky things with the Lion, like double detonate on a single target. You can delay the detonation for a while to set your opponents up too. Similar to sticky nades, except you control the detonation. You can also use this to lay traps inside doorways by sliding into the corner and firing the grenade directly into the corner if you want to make it stick, and then double detonating when your enemy passes through if you're anticipating a push. And yes, this actually works in the Crucible. I have one more hidden perk on the Fighting Lion I'd like to go over. Possibly the most powerful and little known perk this weapon has to offer, especially in the Crucible. It's called the Lion Effect. Killing an enemy guardian with this weapon grants a 66% bonus to likelihood enemy will pull Fighting Lion from collections and pursue you exclusively with it. I guess using this weapon well brings some sort of psychological torment to combatants. Once the Lion Effect is procced, enemies tend to lose focus on the game and become obsessed with whiffing mid-air body shots on you. Lion Effect stays procced until the enemy's teammates yell at them to quit fooling around and put Mindbenders back on. Overall, the Fighting Lion is an extremely diverse and effective weapon that can be used to suit any kind of playstyle. Defensive, offensive, or super aggressive, given the user has practice with it and developed the skill. Yes, that's right, the Fighting Lion is a weapon with a very high skill ceiling.
One more time for the hunters in the back.
The Fighting Lion is a weapon with a very high skill ceiling. Even if we ignore the psychological aspect of it, in that if your opponents weren't already qualified to be institutionalized, then being blasted by the Lion would push them over the edge, it's one of a kind and should not be underestimated while it's in the right hands. From crazy bank shots to double detonating to quick precision follow-ups, creative plays are rewarded and encouraged, which only caters to the actual secret sauce of this weapon. It's just a ton of fun to use. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the video and if you're into this format and style of content. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. When I reach 100 subscribers, I have a pretty huge video idea planned, but no rush on that as it may have me deemed as a heretic and burned at the stake. In the meantime, sharpen your pitchforks.